Hi, welcome back to the Backyard Wood Shop. I'm Tom Ryder. Today we've got a quick, fun project. How to make a quick scrap wood hanger for your M18 battery tools. You can hang these in your shop, on your truck, wherever you think is best. Makes just a little block here. I experimented with a few. I've got a bunch of different ones that I tried out until I found exactly what I wanted. And basically you just put it on like this. Slide, this would be mounted on a cabinet, and you just come in with your tool and push it on, and there you go. And the only thing you've got to worry about is that you've got clearance, for the tool to be pushed in to the wherever you're installing it. And you can see it's pretty straightforward, just a couple screw holes, and that's also going to help hold this together. Let me break down the components for you, quick and easy. You're only going to need 3 pieces. It's going to be great because everybody's got this kind of scrap usually. One of the things I have found, just as a quick note, if you have hooks that, for hanging on your belt, you need to make sure that your block that you are mounting everything to is thick enough to clear that so that this will slide on. This one, it just happens to be a 1-inch thick block of wood. This is just some pressure treated pine that I had left over from some projects. So this is 1 inch thick, it's 2 3/4 wide, and it's 3 1/4 long. And then you're going to need to make some lines on this one. I'll probably put out PDF plans for this, so you can email me at backyardwoodshop@gmail.com if you're a little confused by this video. I should have it just a simple 1-page, PDF that I would build. Because I actually just, for something small like this, I just whip up some plans on paper and make it happen. But so you're going to start from the front. You're going to measure down 11/16, draw a line. You're going to measure from the top 1 1/8 and make a little cross. That's where you're going to drill your hole for one of your screws. And then you're going to make another mark 1 1/2 inches down. Now this mark down here is nice. You don't have to do that one because your block, this is what I call a spacer block, is going to mount up to that anyway. And all your pieces need a center line. So you'll have this plus the center line for it, and that'll be it. So your second piece, this is your spacer block. All this is a piece of 2x4 ripped on edge, 1/4 inch thick. So you just take it on your table saw, and you can rip a bunch of these and do a mass production if you've want to make a bunch of blocks. And then the length of it is 1 11/16 long, and of course 1 1/2 wide, and it's 1/4 inch thick, like I mentioned. Now, the next piece, whatever material you have, you could go almost to 1/4 inch thick, but I like this floor underlayment stuff. I got it at Home Depot. Had it for other things, and I just like it. It's 5 millimeters thick, so it's just a hair under 1/4. But if you have 1/4 inch material of any kind, you can use that too. This stuff here is just cheap, and you can just make a bunch of stuff out of it. So all you have to do with it is make this little U block, I'm calling it, and it's 2 1/2 inches long. It's 11 13/16 wide. That's kind of important because that's what fits in there. You're gonna have each one of these little legs right here are 3/8 inch wide, and then that leaves 1 1/8 you're going to take out of the middle here, and then 7/8 inch of depth, and that just clears the batteries right here for the where the batteries would plug in, so you're not touching that. And then how you put this together, everything's got that center line. Oh, and then I forgot, from the top of this U right here, this bottom of the U I should say, you're going to measure down 1 inch for a screw hole. And that's how it is. So that you just take it like this, line up your center lines, and you're going to tack this piece in. You're going to do it with that one, tack that in, and then you're going to have your block. I'll show you that here in a moment. Our parts here, we've got all 3 of our little parts. So you can glue this if you really think you need it, but honestly, these 1/4 inch, they're 1/2 inch long 1/4 inch staples. They seem to be doing fine. So you can see I've got this guy here, and all I'm going to do is just kind of flush it up to the back. Like I said, if your pieces are just slightly longer or shorter, that's all right. As long as they don't go over this line, you're going to be fine. So then you just want to line this up nice and clean, and you're just going to take your stapler, just like that. We've got our block. Now we're just going to take our next guy, and the key is you want to eyeball that line so that your forks are just touching it, and then you're going right down the center, because it's really important that this is pretty aligned. And then just going to do that, and now that's it, you're done. All you have to do is drill your 2 screw holes, and obviously for the one that's under here and here, you want it to be countersunk so that the screw head cannot touch your Milwaukee tool. Once you do that, you're just going to slide it in there, and there it is. It's a friction fit, and it's nice and tight, but when you want to pull it out, you can. You know, the tool's just gonna mount there, nice and easy. It just slides right in like butter. Now once it gets to almost to the end, it's going to get snug because we've got a little tension there, and that's what you want. If this ever starts getting really sloppy, just make a new one, and you'll be all set. And you can get fancy, and like this one, I thought I'd be fancy and cut it to it's a 15-degree angle for this. You can see it in the close-up here. It's flush, but honestly, unless you really want to do that, it doesn't matter. And then of course, you know, you can paint it red or black, or you could actually paint all your components beforehand and get a really cool look. But that's it. That's the simple, easy way to make some tool holders. So if these are screwed in your truck, you know, you can just grab them off as you need them, slip them back on, or if you're in your wood shop, you can make them, you can mount them anywhere you want, under tables. That's a great spot if you like them under there, under your cabinets. You could actually mount them and have them straight up like this as well on top of a table. It really doesn't matter as long as it's what you want. So I appreciate you watching. I hope this helped you out. If you really want more of a detailed plan so that something you can just look at, I am going to make a PDF for it, and you just email me at backyardwoodshop@gmail.com, and I try to send those out within a couple days. I used to try to do it 24 hours or less, but sometimes life gets busy, so could be up to a week before I get back to you, but I always get back to you. I've been sending out free plans for a long time for a lot of my projects. And if you haven't seen it, I also have a battery holder video like this that holds your M18 batteries. Let's get one of these off of here and locks them in. And now your battery can't go anywhere. I mount these in my truck. I have to make them every so often because, you know, in a work truck you end up, tools end up breaking these off, but they have really held up well. It's that same tri-ply, so I'll have a link in the description of this video if you want to check it out, and then you could have holders for your tools and your batteries. Appreciate you watching. And until next time, I see you in the backyard.